Hi there, and welcome back to the wonderful world of model horse judging. We have the same horses as we do last week, but this week we will be judging them based on original finish plastic collectibility. Same breed assignments, so in collectibility, breed assignment isn't a huge factor, but again, I'm not going to accept a thoroughbred in this pony class. So they have to at least suit their pony type. And collectibility is judged based on rarity, age, condition, desirability, and overall impression. So it gives me a little bit of latitude. Again, you can see they swapped places, but still they are pretty closely paired in their placings. So they could swap based on the judge. My first and second place horses here are both very collectible, and I'll explain why I chose the Misty over the Bouncer. So the Misty is the Misty of Chincoteague mold, sculpted by Chris Hess, issued in 1972. And the reason that this horse placed first is because it is, as you can see from this side, the glossy four-eyed Misty. This is a very rare variation that was only issued for a short period of time, and the reason we call her the four-eyed Misty is because the both of the eyes are outlined. So the right eye is outlined by a dark chestnut eye patch. The left eye is outlined by that white eye patch around the chestnut. And this pinto pattern wasn't issued for very long, so overall it is a very, it has more age, more rarity. Her condition isn't perfect, but the faults are fairly small. She's got a few ear tip and hoof edge rubs. So I personally am not a person that restores, but if you chose to, you could restore this horse to make it mint. Very desirable, very hot commodity in the model horse collecting market. So that's why I chose this one first. Now, second place, the Bouncer could very well beat Misty based on the judge. This is the glossy Brookside Peak Magnum, which was the Briar Fest costume contest prize in 2012. There was only 10 made. So much more rare than Misty. Not as much age, because much more recent. Excellent condition, perfect condition, factory. Pretty desirable. But if you think about it, the Misty, even though more were made, they had longer to survive, and they didn't start out in the model horse hobby hands. So the Bouncer, all of them started in the hobby, because obviously they were issued at Briarfest to costume contest prizes entrance. So that's why I chose the Misty over the Bouncer. People who like the more collectible new molds and might choose to switch them, but I personally chose the age over the rarity in this particular placing. So that's my first and second place horses. As I said, could swap pretty easy. My third and fourth place horses, you could swap them, honestly. I chose to place the Flash third place. This is Starlight, a regular run from 2007 to 2008. So he's a regular run. There was a lot of them made, but as I said, these older horses weren't made necessarily for the hobby, so not all of them made it into the hobby. Only made for 1 year, so not the longest issue. Fourth place is my classic Mustang mare. She was issued in the 1992 JCPenney holiday catalog. There was about 5,000 of them made. So she is a special run, and Flash is a regular run. Why did I place him this way? She's even a little older. Just in general, I personally prefer the Maureen Love classic molds, but that's my personal preference. I know the hobby in general prefers traditionals. Traditional newer molds are more popular and hotter. So in this case, because these two are both kind of on a semi-level playing field, they're both have a little bit of age. They're not brand new releases. They both weren't issued for the longest amount of time. There might be just as many of the regular run Flash out there as there are classic Mustang mares. And the mold in general, both of them are pretty desirable, but as I said, traditionals tend to be a little more desirable in the hobby than the classics. So that's why I chose to place these two, but as I said, another judge could place them a different way. So that's my placings and the reasons for them. I hope you enjoyed that class. We'll see what I end up. I'll start getting into a little more interesting classes next time. I have some plans, so join me. Be sure and join me and see what I come up with next week. Thank you, and as always, leave comments and thoughts and ideas below, and I'll get back to you and see what I come up with next week. Thanks.